You saw nothing.
So currently, Chris Pratt can be heard in the Garfield movie. It is not the actor's most critically or financially successful outing at the box office, but it seems like the kind of thing he had a lot of fun with. That was pretty much his whole career.
From Guardians of the Galaxy to Parks and Rec, he specializes in a certain kind of goofiness. He was already making a name for himself before those roles, especially on the WB series Everwood.
In 2004, he came here to Maine to promote that series, and on this day, 20 years ago, our Rob Caldwell shared how he got into the industry.
Now, your big break came when you were working in Hawaii at the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company restaurant. Tell me about that.
I was what my dad called a hippie bum. I just lived on the beach, and
I'm sure he meant that in the best possible way.
Oh yeah, and I gladly wore that, proudly, that title, and I just worked a few hours a week and was just really doing nothing but hanging out on Maui. And one day I just waited on the table of this beautiful woman, this director, actress, Rae-Dawn Chong, and I recognized her instantly, and I said, "Oh, you're awesome, you're a movie star!" And I said it way too loud for a busy restaurant. And I don't know, long story short, she cast me in a movie, and I moved to LA and did this really critically acclaimed blockbuster called Curse Part 3. That
multiple Oscar nominee.
Oh yeah. I just missed it that much to the guy who won in My Left Foot. But yeah, it got me started, you know what I mean? And I got $700 to do a movie for 2 weeks, which to me was like the biggest paycheck I'd ever seen.
Had you always wanted to be an actor, or at least when you were in high school? Had you studied acting and pursued it seriously?
I had, well, to me, I mean, flipping through a TV guide, it just wasn't believable, It's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? An actor. Okay, but what do you really want to be when you grow up, It's like saying you want to be a robot when you grow up, or, like an astronaut. It was something that I always wanted to do, thought I would be right for, but seeing it as a realistic possibility, I just didn't. And had I not been discovered, I'm sure I would have never taken the steps to pursue it because it didn't seem realistic to me.
One of the great things about being an actor in a television series is you have a steady paycheck, which 1 in 1,000 actors in Hollywood has, if that. It's a really nice thing. The drawback can be that you get typecast, that you don't have other opportunities. What other kinds of opportunities are you trying to get so that you know that when the TV series comes to an end, as they all do, that you'll still be a working actor?
I think I'm not really looking that far ahead, I'm kind of just taking it day by day, and I never really planned what's happened to me and all of this stuff, so I feel like the minute I start to plan it now, I'd completely screw it up, So I'm just going to let it take me where it takes me, and if I'm not a working actor the rest of my life, I can do a lot of other things, and until then, I'm just going to have a lot of fun.
What other things would you do? What other interests
I'm
do you have?
I'm a good salesman. I don't know. I could maybe build a bunker up in the mountains and live there with a commune of people, and I don't know. I could be a goat herder. I don't know. I could be anything really.
A number of opportunities. You're in Maine making some promotional appearances to let people know about the show and so forth. What's it like doing that? I mean, is that kind of weird, or is it fun?
It's a mixture of both. It's a lot of fun to see parts of the country that I've never been to and stuff, and to meet the people, and you tend to judge a place on the people, and Maine so far has been really cool. Everybody's been really nice and stuff, and it is a little bit strange to cruise around in a limo, I used to look at limos. I'm like, God, I wonder what they're doing in there. And now I'm like, I know what they're doing in there. Just riding around,
Behaving yourself in there.
Yeah, trying to. This morning I had a sore throat. I said, "Can I have a glass of water?" He said, "Oh, we don't have any water," because they have a bar, with glasses and everything in this limo. It's like insane. And I said, "Do you have any water?" "No, we don't have any water. We do have a complimentary bottle of champagne." Like, God, it's 7 a.m. I really considered it, but no, I decided not to.
Champagne, it's not just for breakfast anymore.
Just wanted some water.
I've always wondered that. Do limos just come
with
with a complimentary bottle of champagne?
Apparently his do.
Well,
and his strategy of not planning too far out has worked for him.
It really has. I was going to say, I wonder if that's what worked, is him being like, well, I could take it or leave it.
See what happens.
Yeah.